When you go to work every day, you expect respect, fair treatment, and an honest day's pay. But what happens when there's a problem and you feel like your coworkers or bosses are treating you unfairly after you've made a complaint about discrimination in the workplace? Here to talk about avoiding discrimination and retaliation in the workplace is Sidney Gold of Sidney L and Associates. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be here.
First off, let's go ahead and define discrimination. What exactly is discrimination in the workplace?
Well, discrimination is a very broad term, and just to be simple about it, it's where you are a member of a protected class. For instance, female would be a protected class. Someone who has a disability, race would be a protected class. And if your employer is treating you differently because of your protected status, either because of your race, religion, sex, or national origin, and you feel he's discriminating against you in terms of disparate treatment, at that point in time, you should register a complaint about discrimination. In fact, the law encourages you to register a complaint so the employer can take remedial action, investigate it, and perhaps maybe eliminate that from the workplace. The problem we're seeing right now, though, is that as more and more employees step up to the plate and make a complaint of discrimination at the workplace or sexual harassment at the workplace, we're seeing more and more retribution being directed towards those employees.
Because that's a fear, I think, when you go ahead and you file that complaint, you're worried that you're going to get a worse shift. Someone's going to be mean to you, that somehow there'll be retaliation for it. Do you go back to the same person you first filed the complaint with? What do you do from that point?
Well, technically you should. So in reality, the laws that prevent or the laws that make it illegal to retaliate against an employee, the primary purpose of those laws is to protect people who come forward and complain.
Right.
So most employer, any employer that wants to engage in intimidating behavior towards an employee who registers a complaint, demotes them, terminates them, disciplines them, it has a chilling effect on the rest of the employees that work for there. So in essence, it eviscerates the laws that we have that protect people from discrimination.
So at what point do you get a lawyer? When would somebody turn to you? What could you do for them?
Yeah. If you're being frustrated at work and you've made complaints and you feel that now you're the victim of retaliation, that's the point in time you should get a lawyer, and that lawyer will either file a complaint of retaliation with the EEOC, contact your employer. Perhaps it can be worked out, perhaps it can't. Most people that come to our office, unfortunately, are usually terminated because they've actually registered a complaint or demoted. And we see this a lot in the workers' comp area. The one who files a workers' compensation claim should not be subject to termination or retaliation. And we're seeing this more and more in the area of people with disabilities. They ask for an accommodation. What happens? They're terminated, or they're the victim of some retribution. So if that's happening to you at the workplace, you got to either call a lawyer or make sure you complain to HR and register a complaint so the employer is on notice that this is taking place.
Good advice. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For more on employment law and retaliation in the workplace, go to cbsphilly.com/talkphilly. Now let's get over to Kate. Get your